Hey everybody, Chris Carlson here. It's September 19, 2018, and today I want to talk about the truth, because the truth is really important. It's really important. Why? Because the truth is that there's a God. That's why it matters. You know, some people believe that there is no God, and that science is the only truth, and that even science only disproves what's not true. It doesn't prove anything is true necessarily. And so to them, they think that the truth isn't all that important. Some people think that what they do in this life really won't matter. You know, that whether they're kind or not, it doesn't really matter, because they're just going to die someday. That's what some people believe. And this is why the truth is important. Because the truth is that there is a God. And the truth is that He has been speaking to people from mankind for thousands of years, telling us this same truth, telling us this same thing, saying, hey, I'm watching what you guys are doing, okay? And so if you are working hard to be kind and be loving, and if you're trying to live a righteous life, I will see that. And even if you're not rewarded in your life there on earth, you will receive a reward with me in heaven. And I'm also watching those of you who are not trying, who don't concern yourselves with doing what's good or what's right, or listening to God, or listening to truth. There are those of you who have shunned trying to live a righteous life. Those of you who have done this, I'm watching you too, God says. He's been telling us this. He's been saying for thousands of years. He has been sent messenger after messenger after messenger, telling people this. First telling the Israelites this with their prophets, one after another, and with their judges, one after another, saying, follow God. Listen to what God tells you to do. He's just trying to help you. He's trying to teach you to be kind and loving to each other, and being, taking care of each other, being righteous and godly. He's trying to teach you to do good. And then Jesus came, and He said the same thing. He said, be kind, be loving, be peacemakers. Don't be violent, don't be war-making, don't be vipers. Don't oppress the poor, so that you can get richer. Don't do these things. Take care of each other. Be generous. Be kind. Be loving. Be godly. And Muhammad was sent as well. And with the same message. See, this is what we have to really understand. We need to... That's why it's so important to realize that God has been speaking to people throughout the ages. And if we get past the little details about, no, I believe this guy who said he spoke to God instead of that guy who said he spoke to God. I don't believe him, but I believe this one. Well, guess what? God speaks to all different kinds of people. And He has for thousands of years. And the important thing to recognize, is that He has been giving the same basic message that, hey, guess what? I'm watching, and I realize that the devil has screwed a lot of stuff up down there, but don't worry, he is going to get his. One day I will destroy him and all those who have served him. And all those who have served me will be rewarded greatly. Okay? This is the truth. And so, those people who say, oh, that truth doesn't really matter, or maybe just that truth doesn't matter in general. There's some people who say that like it doesn't really matter. We can lie, as long as people don't find out about our lies, we'll be okay. But these are the people who who don't know the truth. They think that this life is the only life. And that's a big mistake. That's going to be, because this life is just a flash compared to the eternity. Compared to eternity, this life is a flash. It's just a blink of a blink of an eye. And so once we're in eternity, we'll look back and we'll say, yeah, that was kind of rough, but, you know, I got through it, or thank God that I got through it and that I'm here where things are great. Or maybe, if you're really unlucky, you will have been a terrible person the whole time, and you'll end up in the fires of hell, and you'll sit there and look at eternity, and you will beg, you will wish, why didn't I listen? You will say, why didn't I listen to all the warnings? And God's not going to be found to be unjust. It will be absolutely clear that, hey, he'll be able to say, look, I sent person after person after person, warning you that this is the truth. And we all said, all of us say, this is the truth. This is the most important thing. Fear God. Serve God. You should be afraid of God. Look, I saw God, okay? I saw him and I spoke to him. And when I saw him, he came in a light as bright as the sun, and I looked up and I fell on my face like that in terror. Because God is all-powerful. He created you. He created everything in the world. You have no idea how powerful he is. And when you realize that he created you and the whole place you live, and you've been living your whole life not serving him, it's pretty it's pretty damning. I fell on my face and just started crying and begging him, God, please don't kill me, because I would deserve it, but please don't. I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry. And he said, I forgive you to me. He said, I forgive you. Because God is forgiving. And we know this too. We know this, that God will forgive those who repent and who serve him, who say, okay, who are willing to look at their lives. People who are willing to look at their lives and look at the truth and say, okay, I will serve God. I see now that God has been just trying to get us to live well with each other. You know, he wants peace among his creation, his people. And that's important truth. The truth is that we need to recognize that God is real. We need to. That God's real, the devil is real. That's another thing that's really, it's kind of helpful to recognize, because you might look around the world and say, hey, there's a lot of bad stuff happening, a lot of bad stuff. Well, don't worry, the devil is real too, and God's going to take care of him. And while we're here, we may have to suffer a little bit. We may have to be servants to others who are less, who are, you know, less servant-like than us. You know, but that's okay. It's okay, because we have eternity ahead of us. So for this video, I just want to point out that there is truth. There is some really important truth. And the really important truth is not a scientific truth, but it is the truth that God's been giving us all along, that he created us, that he's real, that the devil is real, that everything he's been saying for all these thousands of years is real, and that the day of judgment is real. And I'm here to tell you what he told me, and what I'm here to tell you is that that day of judgment is at hand. The day of the Lord is at hand. It will be here very soon. And before that day, there's going to be a great war that takes place. And that will be here very soon. And so I'm here to prepare you, people. Prepare you. Prepare yourselves in your minds and in your spirits and your hearts, that a great battle is coming, a great war is coming. All the people of God need to wake up and recognize the times that they live in. God bless you. I'll see you again soon.